Hello everyone, my name is Rule. I'm your conductor for today's Trainwreckers episode, and today we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start producing a series of videos on Redstone. Now, you've heard it from a lot of people, and I'll go and say in advance that I am no expert, which is why this series is going to be entitled Redstone and a Beginner's Approach. But I do, as my day job, I do technical support, so I have a tendency to I think I explain things fairly well in a very logical fashion. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break this down. Now I'll go ahead and say in advance. Some of these concepts we're going to break down into a lot of minute detail. I probably won't be getting to building anything for a little while, but once I do start building, I will probably have a tendency to explain in far too much detail exactly the specifics on what I'm doing there. So you'll understand as it gets around to this point there. So this is the reason what prompted me to this is because since I've been playing Minecraft 1.5 has come out, and there has been a lot of changes made to Minecraft with the introduction of 1.5, the so-called Redstone update. So with the changes to everything, I decided to go ahead and do this for my knowledge as well as hopefully for everyone else's. If anyone sees any errors, please let me know this. If you have any suggestions, let me know as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the basics. There are three main things that this is going to be our introductory episode, and in this we're going to go over the three main things that everything with Redstone has in common. Whether you're talking about a simple door opening, or you're talking about something really complex, you have three ultimate things involved with Redstone. The first thing we have is the Redstone power source. Now, there are a number of Redstone power sources that are now in the game. That there's a lot more than there used to be. The simplest is the button. The button is a toggle. By right-clicking on it, it sends a redstone signal briefly, and then it cuts it off. We'll go over the signals and all this later. It is a temporary toggle. Click, click. The next common one is the switch, which is a full toggle. When you toggle it, it stays in that state until you untoggle it. Then you have the redstone torch. The redstone torch is always generating a redstone signal by default, unless another redstone signal is applied to it. Some of these, we're going to go ahead and go into some in-depth with these later, but we'll go from there. Next up, we have the redstone block. Now, this is something new that was introduced in Minecraft 1.5, and this always generates a redstone signal. Again, we're going to go ahead and go into this later there, but here is the redstone block. We've got a series of pressure plates from the wooden to the stone to the gold and the iron. These pressure plates, they will emit a redstone signal due to different things. The latter two will give you an increasing signal depending on the amount of weight that is applied to them. So again, we'll go over that at some point here. We have the daylight sensor, new to 1.5, which emits a redstone signal at certain light conditions. I guess you might just call it a light sensor, like a solar panel. We've got our detector rail, which detects when a car is over it and emits a signal. We have our tripwire latch here. When a creature or something passes through the line that is strung across a couple of these and emits a redstone signal. And then you have the trap chest. When opened, it emits a redstone signal. And I believe, yeah. So, these are the different things in Minecraft that will output a redstone signal. There'll be a redstone power source. The next thing is redstone transmission, the way that redstone is transmitted. Now, built into the game, you have the new comparators, which compare signals. That's something we'll go into at a future episode there. Some of these things we're going to devote entire episodes to there. We've got our redstone repeater. We've got redstone dust. Now, despite the fact it looks very flat, note that it does have a hitbox, so it makes it simple later on when you're placing stuff adjacent to it. Just aim for the hitbox. You have opaque blocks like sandstone and quartz and cobblestone like that. The opaque blocks will receive power from a redstone power signal, act as a primary or a strong power signal at that point. We'll go over that in the next episode here. We've got transparent blocks like the half slab, the stairs, glass blocks. If I can actually think properly here. Anyhow, fence. There we go. Fences. Yep. There we go. And then glowstone. The opaque blocks like these, they act as insulators. The same as if you had a block of air in front of it. In certain circumstances, place an opaque block will prevent a redstone signal from transmitting in a certain direction. So if you need, in many situations, while you won't use it too often, it can be used to help compress your redstone designs into a smaller space, as opposed to just leaving gaps of air. The last thing is the redstone receivers. These basically receive a redstone signal and they do something. Real simple. You can also just call them mechanisms or such. You have the door, of which the iron door can only be opened by a redstone signal. You have the gate. You've got a dispenser, which dispenses things. You have the dropper, which drops things. You have two kinds of pistons, regular and sticky pistons. Yep. And let's just go ahead and do this. You have the hopper. You have the redstone lamp. You have these powered rails. They look like this. And then you have the activator rails, which is new. You have the command block. Now this is a block that is basically usable in certain situations if you have like admin access, if you're in creative mode, something like this. A lot of people use this, for instance, now in designing new adventure maps, which you type in /give a player name 137 and a quality. Block number 137 is the command block. You've got the note block. Yep. When a redstone signal is applied, it will generate a note. You got a basic tracks. Now, a lot of people don't really think about this, but basic tracks, you can use them as switches. See this? So when you are, you can use it in some situations to automatically switch carts to a different direction. You've got trapdoors. And then finally we have TNT. Now I've blocked this in Bedrock because this had a tendency to keep blowing up everything, but as you see, you apply a redstone signal and it detonates. Ta-da. So this is the basics of this here. This is the basics of redstone. You take a power source. From that power source, you transmit it in a certain way, and to a receiving end, which does something with it. Now, it may seem fairly too basic, but in the end, everything you do with the redstone can be thought of in this manner: power source, transmission medium, and then the receiving end. Even when you're building multiple complex circuits and logic gates and such, you can still break this down into that kind of concept. So, like I said, this has been a very basic introduction here to redstone. On the next episode, we're going to go ahead and go into some terminology, and we're going to go ahead and go into some of the basics like the power level or signal strength, as I like to think of it there, the concept of weakly and strongly powered blocks, or as I like to think of, primary and secondary power, and other such concepts. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, a like is always appreciated, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.